Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I'm here with another lecture on chapter number 2, and today we are going to see the exercise questions under the heading of reading and critical thinking. In that, we have the first question here, that is define meteors. Well, in the last lesson, in the first one, I explained to you that you need to keep in mind the evaluation criteria in your mind. In simple words, nowadays we are calling it rubric. So, you need to understand what would be the evaluation or marking criteria, and most of the time we see that the phenomena or the answer should be in line with that evaluation criteria. And as far as this question is concerned, it is quite easy to understand, as it just involves the definition of meteors. First of all, dear students, I need to remember that you should keep this thing in mind, that you are going to answer these questions in about 50 words each. The length of the answer should be around 50 words. And secondly, you should be aware of the rubric that can be made regarding this question. So there are going to be 2-3 things that you need to keep in mind. First of all, you need to give the definition of meteors in detail. Then you need to understand what is the detail of the concept of meteors. Then the answer should be logical in the way, and the language that you are using that should be correct as well. So if you are going to take all these things, obviously you are going to have very good marks. So let us see what we have here in the answer. We are writing the answer directly to the question, as we are saying meteors are tiny fragments, and they come from space, and they are parts of comets. So 1 and 2, that are the two things that we have already explained about meteors. Thirdly, the second sentence, which is starting from the heat from friction makes them glow brightly. So that is why this glow actually makes them shine in the sky, and that is why they are commonly known as the shooting stars. And this is exactly the name of our lesson. So most of them, we have written, just to sum this thing up, most of them burn up before reaching the ground, but those which are able to survive the friction, they are termed as meteorites. So we have tried to completely answer this question so that you can have the complete content of the answer here. Well, dear students, here we have the second question, and it says you want to the biggest meteor showers occur. Well, actually this word actually shows that the question refers to the regular feature of the meteor shower. So it does not mean, you should not be confused with the word biggest by referring to the biggest or the extraordinary meteor shower that has been given as an example, that I'm talking about the meteor storm or shower of 1833. So this question actually relates to the normal occurrence of meteor shower that happens regularly on each year. So we have been given the details that the meteor shower actually takes place in August and November. So these 2 months are very much famous for the meteor showers on which we can see. So we need to start. We have tried to answer here. When do? So we have said in August and November. And then we need to give them the details by saying that Perseids, actually it comes from Perseus, and it happens on August 10 to 12, whereas the other meteor showers, that is Leonids, that is actually concerned with the constellation Leo, and that occurs on November 14 to 16. So these events actually produce very large number of meteors, as we have been saying, the biggest meteor showers every year, and they are visible on dark but the cloudless nights when the ordinary people even, they are able to observe it. So this is how we need to answer this question. Alright, dear students, we are here with question number 3, and that says we need to describe the most unusual meteor shower ever reported. In the last question, which actually says when do the biggest meteor showers occur? So I told you there that in answer to the question number 2, you have to say the regular feature of meteor shower, which happens or occurs every year. But here, ever reported actually means the most unusual or the biggest meteor shower of history. So here, as I believe I hinted you to the event of this 1833, sorry. So what happens? Actually in November 1833, and we all know that if it is happening in November, it should be a Leonid. So what happened in 1833, Professor Denison Olmsted, he observed a huge or extraordinary Leonid meteor storm. And how many meteors he recorded? Around, approximation is there, 240,000 meteors he recorded in 9 hours. So in fact, you have actually answered the main question here. You have given the date and who saw that, you have written that as well, and what kind of storm you have written here, Leonid storm, and how many meteors were recorded, you have written the number as well, and you have written the time in which this heavy or extraordinary meteor, we may say storm, not shower, but a storm actually occurred. And Professor Olmsted actually, he compared these meteors to the falling snowflakes, because they were huge in number, and they were all kinds of meteors falling from the sky. Yes, thin streaks of light to very large glowing spheres, and well, since then it was a rarity actually. It does not happen very often, as reported by Professor Olmsted. So this is actually the most unusual meteor shower which has been ever reported. Now, dear students, we have question number 4 with us, and they have asked us to enumerate the reasons why meteorites are given so much value or importance. So in order to write this question, we need to, I'm again reminding you to keep in mind the evaluation standards or criteria, that is rubric. So we need to write at least 3 to 4 reasons. We need to keep our language correct. We need to follow the correct logical sequence in terms of answer. So let's see, are we following the language, content and concept right? So we are starting our question as usual from the question, that is, meteorites are prized or valued because, first of all, they are physical samples from space. That means actually they offer the investigating scientist the materials, and that actually form our solar system. That means obviously we do not have the means to go beyond the Earth's atmosphere very often, not to the other even planets, and obviously the stars are definitely very difficult to travel to. Obviously, so far it has been impossible a thing. And secondly, they tell us that they often contain these metals. So then we say that they offer us unique insight into the composition of celestial bodies. That means the other heavenly bodies as well, like other planets or moons or stars sometimes. So that is why actually they are given so much importance by the scientists. Although we have written in the end that the information they reveal is very limited, because it is said that they have been parts of those celestial bodies long ago. That means millions or billions of years ago. But even then, they are the only sources of investigating other celestial bodies, keeping ourselves on the earth. So that is how we need to answer this question. Well, dear students, the fifth question is here, and it says, explain the effect of the largest meteorite that fell to earth. Well, we need to understand this question correctly, because actually it is not about the largest meteorite, it is about the effect. So this is the key word that we have to understand. Actually, we have not been given any details about the largest meteorite that fell to earth, but the effects definitely that have been given in detail. So we need to answer or start writing our answers from the largest known meteorite impact. That means the result of that large meteorite was seen in Arizona, and it is a state in USA. That actually created a meteor crater. Crater actually means a vast depression or hole. And how deep or heavy the impact was, that it created a depression of about a mile across, and how deep? 600 feet deep. And when did it happen? It happened around thousands of years ago, not known exactly, but definitely the people were living in that part of world at that time. They must have observed it, and that is how it has become a part of Native American legends, and that describes that fire once was seen falling from the sky. So that is how you need to answer. Again, I must remind you that you need to understand or remember the evaluation criteria, that is rubric. So you need to give the effect of the largest meteorite that actually has an impact on the earth, or that fell to earth. So you have given almost all the details by saying that it happened in Arizona, that is what it created, how deep or heavy the impact was, it created a vast depression. These are the dimensions of this impact. When did it happen? So we have given the time and the impact of this event, that it has become a part of the Native American legends as well. So that is how, dear students, you need to write the answers from all the angles that your examiner is asking. So that is how you should complete your answer. Okay, dear students, we are here with the question number 6, and it says, why do you think scientists collect meteorites? And secondly, what is in the meteors or meteorites that stirs the imagination? So we have to answer both these things. First of all, why do scientists collect? So scientists actually collect meteorites as they serve as rare and actual or natural specimen from space. So they are the only samples that we have from the outer space. Obviously, it is impossible for us to go very deep into the outer space and collect those samples. So they come naturally to us. And why do they collect? Because it helps them to uncover the origin and composition of the solar system. So they try to guess, they try to examine, they try to investigate how or what would be the composition, or how or when solar system has originated. Secondly, we say that meteors captivate the imagination because of their brilliance, and then their rarity and mystery. They actually tell us many untold stories and explain the nature of our universe by offering a visual reminder of the universe. How vast is the universe? Because each meteorite is quite different from the other one, and actually they serve many purposes, and actually they help in the scientific studies, and they have also inspired the cultural storytelling, as we see that there are a lot of legends which are associated with them. So dear students, that is how you need to write your answers completely and correctly. Okay, dear students, we are here with the question number 7, and it says we have to explain the difference between scientific and legend explanation. So we should know that legends or myths, they actually appear in literature or storytelling or folklore, whereas scientific explanation actually reminds us of the experimentation or observation. So let us start how we need to answer this question. We need to clarify the difference between the two in this answer. So we have said that scientific observation rely on, as I've said, observations, evidence, proof, and logical reasoning. So that is what we call as a scientific explanation, such as describing meteors as fragments. We have said meteors are fragments burning in the atmosphere. So that is the scientific explanation of meteors. On the other hand, legends and myths are traditional narratives. That means they have been passed on from one generation to another, and we do not know for how long. And actually, they explain the events symbolically, like making resemblance or making comparison of two things, like portraying meteors as messages from the god. So it is all about culture and traditions. Obviously, it has got very little to do with the facts or realities. So science actually aims for factual accuracy. We are continuing with our answer to the question, while myths, they reflect cultural beliefs. So dear students, you must have seen that we have added at least 4 to 5 points that actually explain the whole difference. That is main word. We have to see the difference between scientific explanation and explanation offered by legend or myth. So again, I must remind you to keep in mind the rubrics or the marking evaluation in mind, so that you can keep your answer to on the right track by following the right content, language, and everything in line with the question. Well, we have come to the eighth and last question of our exercise, and it says, "Is there anything for the scientist?" That means they can learn anything from legends or myths. Definitely, there is a big yes written right at the start. Well, what actually legends and myths give us, they tell us the stories about past or historical events, and sometimes they preserve it, the descriptions as well. So as we see that in culture or traditions, we have the uh, events like meteorite impact. So scientists, when they examine these and alongside this the scientific data that they have, then sometimes these traditional stories or myths or legends, as we are calling them, they may offer some clues about past cosmic phenomena. That means whatever was happening in the past in the universe, the descriptions, the paintings sometimes, or the other carvings, they may give the scientists some clue. So that is how these legends and myths actually, they help scientists connect cultural accounts with the natural occurrences such as falling of meteorites on Earth. So definitely scientists can learn a few things from the legends. Rather, these legends and myths, they help scientists to resolve very enigmatic problems. So definitely there is some learning for the scientist in legends or myths as well. Well, with that, dear students, we have come to the end of our session. We have gone through all 8 questions that were in your exercise. But again, I must remind you that always keep in mind the requirement of the questions and the standard or the evaluation criteria, so that you should not lose any marks, because I've been telling you time and again that these days, well, the teachers are willing to give you full marks. That means if you are 3 or 4 marks question, even if you write correctly and fulfill all the demands of your examiner, definitely they should give you full marks as well. So wish you all the best, and inshallah we'll come up with another lecture. Thank you.